Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining me again, Chris Marcel, a health and wellness company. I am a firm believer, as you know, what we put in our body, on our body, around our bodies, the thoughts we believe, the things we hear, the environment we live in, toxic affect our health and well-being. I help others to discover and live their true destiny, both personal and in business. And this inflammation topic is probably going to be a little bit longer than most of my videos, but it's a real thing. It's definitely a real thing. There's and I'm going to probably do some reading because it's easier. Conditions that cause chronic inflammation. Inflammation is the body's natural defense against injury and infection. Chronic inflammation happens when the body's inflammatory response activates, sometimes even without injury or illness, and persists over months and years. When chronic inflammation persists, it can cause severe damage to the body, leading to long-term heart problems such as heart disease, cancer, autoimmune, or diabetes. So this article is taken from Very Well. It's medically reviewed by Dr. Stella Bard, and it was written in December 4th, 2023. If you'd like to have a copy, let me know. So some of the conditions that conditions linked to chronic inflammation. Low grade inflammation can damage healthy cells, tissues, organs, and DNA. Over time, it can weaken your immune system and lead to health problems, including autoimmune and inflammatory diseases. Some of these are cardiovascular, cancer, cancer from inflammation, type 2 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, asthma. In fact, many people said they can't cure rheumatoid arthritis, which is a bunch of BS. Obesity, okay, a diet high in processed foods, sugars, and saturated can trigger chronic low-grade inflammation and contribute to weight gain. Endometriosis and adenomyosis, chronic inflammation of the uterus or pelvic area, okay, tissues can grow outside. I had endometriosis. That's why I had hysterectomy. Or within the uterine muscles, causing pelvic pain, severe menstrual cramps. I had that too, heavy bleeding, depression. So just knowing these few diseases come from inflammation. Acute versus chronic. Acute inflammation is body's natural short-term defense to injury infection. Chronic persists long after the threat and past the damage. Acute inflammation is beneficial, helping fight bacteria, viruses, promote healing, while chronic can be harmful and can the risk of chronic disease. So some of the symptoms: widespread pain, joint and muscle, inflammation, persistent fatigue, insomnia, depression, anxiety, mood disorders, digestive issues such as abdominal pain, constipation, diarrhea, acid reflux, frequent infections, weight changes, skin problems like eczema or rashes, inflammation. Chronic inflammation is also subtle, and people may not recognize the signs and symptoms immediately as they're vague and also nonspecific, meaning they can be associated with numerous conditions. You go to the doctor, he's going to take care of the joint pain. He's not going to look at what are you eating. Naturopaths are the only ones that really look at the whole body. So again, go to a naturopath, come to me. I don't care if you come to me, go to somebody else. If you have something going on, it's best to go to a naturopath. Some people experience a general feel of being unwell, malaise, for no discernible reason, or have occasional discomfort or pain, such as joint stiffness and low back pain, unexplained weight gain. It can worsen. So again, difficulty focusing food. So as simple as looking at some of the foods. When it comes to inflammatory foods to avoid, there are 5 major categories of foods that cause inflammation. Added sugars. The average American consumes 17 teaspoons of added sugars per day. The current dietary guidelines suggest limiting added sugars to less than 10% of your daily intake. Consuming a diet in high simple sugars can raise your blood sugar levels rapidly and increase insulin levels. which promotes pro-inflammatory state. It also become increasingly difficult to avoid added sugars because the food manufacturers add large doses of sugar to improve the flavor of many packaged foods. So read your labels. Like you go out to eat, be careful. Oil and vinegar for your salad dressing that you ask separately. Okay. While it's okay to enjoy a sweet treat now and then, we need to pay close attention to how much of it we eat. Some of the obvious added sugars: breads, crackers, granola, salad dressings, yogurt, cereals, sport drink, high in sugar. Okay? When you digest something, the sugar enters the blood. The blood releases insulin to put sugar into the cell for energy. When a person is habitually consuming foods that spike their blood sugar throughout the day, insulin tries to store the excess in their fat cells and causing them to get larger. Over time, research shows that this can lead to weight gain or insulin resistance. There goes diabetes. To prevent these rapid spikes in sugar, it is important to learn how to balance your plate with fiber, healthy fat, and proteins, as well as read labels for food. Okay? Paying close attention to it. So anti-inflammatory. If you want to battle inflammation, start by looking in your kitchen. I have a list of all anti-inflammatory foods. If you want one, please mention that, and I'll gladly send it to you to help navigate the grocery aisle. Okay? You want fruits, nuts, beans, seeds, and fatty fish. So we could go. The SAD diet is, the American diet is one of the worst diets to be on. Okay, and I talked about before as far as going to whole plant-based foods. And if you want some help with that, I'd be very happy to. There's some very good menus out there, and it's a gradual. Even if you try 1 or 2 days a week of just avoiding the meat, the chicken, the dairy, you'll feel better. And sugar. Okay. So they're in dairy. Sugars are everywhere. Watch out for the sugar. Sugar is really out there to kill you. Trans fats raise your bad cholesterol. So again, we know fiber will reduce that. Example of foods that can trans fats include trans fat. Baked goods like cookies, pastries, crackers. Foods prepared in a restaurant, margarine, microwave popcorn. Get yourself a little, I have a Pampered Chef thing, and I do my popcorn in there. Non-dairy coffee creamers and shortening. So be careful. Read the labels. I have made my house sugar-free. If you want some help, please reach out to me. I'm very happy to share. So you want a diet that's plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. You want to exercise, get quality sleep, quit smoking. You want to increase your omega-3s, probiotics, turmeric, and have anti-inflammatory properties and can help complement your healthy lifestyle. So let me see, what else do I want to read about? Okay, that's chronic inflammation can damage tissues, organs, and DNA over time, increasing the risk of many chronic diseases. Signs and symptoms include fatigue, joint pain, stiffness, muscle aches, skin rashes, digestive problems, depression, and unexplained weight changes. This is backed up with 23 studies. Okay? So I believe in writing a food journal. Get that food journal out. Share the food. Gradually go to whole food, plant-based diet. Okay? If it comes out of a package, be careful. Some other common autoimmune diseases that are affected by inflammation: hyperthyroidism, rheumatoid arthritis, hypothyroidism, vertigo, pernicious anemia, glomerulonephritis, multiple sclerosis, type 1 diabetes, which is actually from dairy, getting off of mother's milk too soon, systematic lupus erythematosus, Sjögren's disease, myasthenia gravis, polymyositis dermatomyositis, Addison's disease, scleroderma, primary biliary cirrhosis, uveitis, and chronic active hepatitis. So what we want to do here is, how do I do that? Number one, get rid of the dairy. Get rid of dairy. It's killing you. Get rid of the sugar. Get rid of the beef. Get rid of the chicken. If you need some help, there's also actually the son of the guy who wrote this book, T. Collin, did the book Forks Over Knives, which is a very, very good cookbook. So inflammation can be like a Dr. Jekyll and a Mr. Hyde. In one way, it's in your body's way of healing cell damage, but in overdrive, it becomes dangerous and can lead to conditions such as arthritis, heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. What you eat can have effect on inflammation, either causing a more pro-inflammatory response or helping to fight it. So we want to really become aware of what we're putting in our body. When searching, is meat high inflammation food? You may find the following information. Meat, especially red and processed meats, can contribute to inflammation in the body. The high levels of saturated fats in meats can trigger inflammation. Cooking methods like grilling and frying can also increase the inflammatory potential of meat. Some studies suggest that a plant-based diet may help reduce inflammation compared to a high diet. Consuming lean meats in moderation may be a better option for those looking to reduce. Does chicken increase inflammation? Well, the good news is that chicken doesn't appear to increase inflammation. It can cause a rise in bad cholesterol. This can potentially increase your chances of getting heart disease. The takeaway message is to enjoy chicken occasionally as part of your healthy diet. You may be wondering what nutrients chicken provide. So, where you go, what you do. If you would like to have some help in changing your diet so you can feel better naturally, this also goes back to my video of you can heal yourself. Please reach out to me, Chris Marcel, a health and wellness company. I'm here to help you. Thank you. Please share this with somebody.